Welcome to the Musgrave Family Collection. Still a work in progress. If you're here for the annual Canid review, I'm afraid it's already over. Only thing going on behind those doors is good, old-fashioned lawful behavior. This greeting constitutes your confidentiality agreement. You hereby agree not to disclose the location or existence of these events. Thank you for cooperating. Exactly. You do catch on fast. Now then, how can I help you? We find that our clients enjoy the appearance of participating in illegal activities. Secrecy contributes to a feeling of indecency. The Musgrave Family Collection was intended to be a gallery of fine art. And here we are, using this place to practice semi-legal canid shows. Scandalous, isn't it? That's privileged information. I really shouldn't tell you. That's a fair point. All right, I'll tell you. But just keep this between us. The Musgraves own one of Earth's largest private collections of art and literature. They were going to have the entire collection shipped all the way to Halcyon. Unfortunately, that collection never arrived. I haven't heard anything from the delivery convoy, and there's some purely hypothetical concern that the collection might be, well, I was going to say indefinitely delayed by unforeseen and unknowable circumstances, but yes, let's go with that. Anyway, that's as much as I can tell you. Will there be anything else? Mr. Mostly is indeed attending our event, although I am disappointed to discover he did not officially enter his canid Laplace into our competition. You should find Mr. Mostly just inside the prep room. Head inside and take the door to your left.
You'll have to show me how to do that.
Just between the two of us, I hope this doesn't become a tradition.
Not looking forward to the next annual Canid review?
Not looking forward to the canids. Odious things. I don't know why we let them prance around the city.
At least the drinks are nice. They even scratched off the warning labels. Just like real contraband.
I suppose if we're being generous without...
Welcome. This unit has been programmed to provide a selection of marginally subversive repartee. Now loading banter protocol. Indecency ratio set to 15%. Did you know that Canid reviews in the premises of Byzantium are a violation of board protocol and may result in a fine of up to 400 bits? How subversive. Indecency ratio set to maximum. Now loading banter protocol. Byzantium's glory days are over. Bits cannot purchase happiness. All pleasure is fleeting. No amount of inebriation will dull the pain of ennui. Warning. This unit's Banter protocol has exceeded its maximum allowance of web initiated. This unit's Banter protocol has been erased. Would you like to purchase a drink?
How long did you say Musgrave was gone?
I didn't. Frankly, I don't know. A couple of years? More?
All right, hushing up.
Do you know what I'd like to see?
Winston.
Come now, Anubis, you must perk up. I don't suppose you've any formal training in canid husbandry. I really am at my wit's end. It's my little Anubis, you see. He's listless and miserable. I simply don't know what to do about his condition. You must understand, Anubis is a very picky eater. He dines exclusively on Terra 2 Saltuna, none of that rubbish from Monarch. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a shortage lately. He's so miserable without his Saltuna. Yes, perhaps you're right. I suppose I have been pushing Anubis a little too hard. I have an automechanical servant to praise me when I feel out of sorts. My canid deserves the same treatment.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say that canid likes you more than its owner.
Oh, I think he likes you, boss. Can we keep him? you ever want to make friends with a Canid, look him square in the eyes.
Hear me out.
Oh,
It's
and
a
bare your
brilliant
teeth,
idea.
too.
Is this
That lets him know you're a friend.
We've been over this before. It's a horrible idea.
Canid hunting is the natural evolution of Canid shows. No one's going to miss a few laborers anyway.
Welcome. This unit has been programmed to provide a solution.
Do you know the interesting thing about Canid shows? So am I. Canids are a fascinating species, biologically speaking. Mathematically speaking, the interesting thing about Canid shows is this: they're an exercise in futility. Winning is predetermined. Over time, the inevitable trend is that the race goes to the swift. Time and chance are just statistical outliers. In other words, if you put enough Canids through enough trials, the one with the most optimal attributes generally wins. Exercise in futility. Oh, I've been told I should try to socialize more. Sharing an interesting fact is a proven method of endearing oneself to a stranger. I'm an actuary, you see. Well, not entirely. The actuarial sciences are more of a passion than a profession. So I suppose that makes me mostly an actuary. That's a bit of a family joke. I'm Clarence Mostly. Yes, that's us. Mostly oak trees, too. My grandfather invented them, you know. Well, no, he didn't invent mostly oaks, but he did purchase the naming rights back during the terraforming days. It's essentially the same thing. Oh. Then you're not here about my monograph. It's true, I was involved with Project Gorgon, but that chapter of my life is long since closed. Listen, I don't know what you want with Gorgon or with me, but let me give you some free advice, Let the past go. Live in the moment. Enjoy the party. I was wondering if you were the sort of person to accept sensible advice or respond with threats of violence. Thank you for resolving that ambiguity for me. Lifting the lockdown won't be easy. You'll need to send overrides from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. I don't have that level of clearance, but I know 2 people who do. The trouble is, I don't know you. I don't trust you. I washed my hands of Gorgon, and you're asking me to dirty them all over again. I'm going to need a good reason. Yes, the birthplace of the Marauders. And a graveyard for all our mistakes. Starting Project Gorgon was our first mistake. Trying to bury Project Gorgon while it's still very much alive and clawing its way back to the surface, that may be our last mistake. I want a favor from you. Do something for me, and I'll do something for you. That way we don't have to rely on mutual trust. The grand prize trophy to the Canid Review. I want it in my hands. Get me that trophy, and I'll give you the remaining researchers. Names, locations, as much information as I have. Yes, but the winner is still in deliberation. Committee won't deliver a result for another 6 to 8 weeks. Bureaucracy. The trophy's being held in a vault at the other end of this hall. Find a way inside, disable any security, lift, carry, deliver. Simple as that. Don't think of it as theft. Think of it as appropriation by commission. My Canid, Laplace, is statistically superior to every other Canid in this review. Better average sprinting time, superior gait coefficient, optimal anatomical symmetry. I didn't bother entering little Laplace in this pointless contest. He's already won on paper, you see. That trophy rightfully belongs to him. Oh, you're much too kind. Does this mean you'll do it? Head into the main hall and take the elevator down into the maintenance tunnels. You'll find a service passage that leads up into the trophy room. The maintenance tunnel is the only way up into the trophy room. Some technician barred the door shut on our end. Ask Tilda Coatsworth about it, over by the podium.
This is a private party. No solicitors. No vagabonds. No freelancers. If you're here to offer your services as an entertainer, we're not interested. Unfortunately, you're too late. The review ended a few days ago. We've submitted our results to the Judiciary Committee and await arbitration. In 8 to 10 short weeks, we'll have the name of a winner. Probably. That gives us 8 to 10 weeks to file a maintenance request. Our technician barred the vault door and then disappeared without a trace. Can you believe that? Now you're speaking my language. The Musgrave Vault contracted a security consultant from UDL. They sent a technician to install a few security upgrades, anti-dissident automechanicals and the like. That technician barred the vault, but neglected to leave us with a way in from here. He wasn't seen leaving the security room, so I can't imagine where he's gone off to. The tunnels are guarded by automechanical security. I don't look nearly boorish enough to resemble a UDL guard, so they'd probably shoot me on sight. In any case, I'd rather not step foot in the tunnels. The tunnels are for disposing of unwanted refuse, and no place for a respectable Byzantine. Your eagerness to serve your betters is commendable. Here's a keycard. It should help you get around inside the tunnels. Now, was there anything else? I'd like to get back to mastering over the ceremonies, or people might question why I have this role at all.
It's not Canid hunting I object to, it's the impropriety.
Good, we're in.
Oh, that's the last of him!
These poor kids. What kind of monster does something like this?
You're an artist, Captain. Nicely done. Great work.
Wow, that trophy's real gold? Oh, I figured there'd be chocolate inside.
You'd only be letting them present him temporarily.
I've got a lot on my mind right now. Our trophy's gone missing, but I can't file an investigation because what we're doing here is technically illegal. Oh, don't look so cross. Those Canids were put down mercifully. Not every Canid is suited to the intense competition of our review. Some few Canids display flaws that cannot be redeemed. A limp. Wall eye. Poor coloration. Mercifully. Anyway, listen. Nature is red in tooth and claw, and so are we. Competition is practically a law of the universe. I shouldn't have to explain this to you. Go and attend to your business then. Arguing with you is a waste of time. For law's sake, put that away.
Never cared much for hors d'oeuvres. The word is just grotesque. All those superfluous letters ruin my appetite. My eye! I was wondering where I'd misplaced that old thing. It's perfectly preserved, you know. Every eye possesses unique dimensions, not unlike a fingerprint. The circumference, the shape, the color of the iris. An eye makes excellent proof of identification, assuming you don't mind removing one. I'd rather not get into the details. If Spacer's Choice ever asks you to test out their new model of monocle, just say no. Well, that's rather responsible of you. I'll put a good word in your permanent record. What's on your mind? Dead Canids in the service tunnels. Domesticated Canids? Why, that's utterly revolting. My dear friend, I would not dream of hurting a Canid. Every Canid, regardless of their physical attributes, is a companion to their master. To kill a companion is a profound and unforgivable breach of trust. I'm glad I chose not to participate in this loathsome Canid review. I will, however, take their trophy. My trophy! Look at this thing! Have you ever seen a more garish monument to the boredom of the elite? If only Grandfather Mostly were alive today, I would have loved to wave this trophy right in front of his cataracts. I hope you won't take it personally when I say I had my doubts about you. Nothing ever gets done in Byzantium, you see. Competent work is, well, a statistical anomaly. Lifting the emergency lockdown requires overrides from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. Access to those facilities requires authorizations from 2 senior-level researchers. Marion Blakesley, Jasper Lowe. They went into hiding after the project collapsed, but I've managed to calculate their last known whereabouts within a reasonable margin of error. I see you're familiar with my technique. I'd love to show you my numbers, but there aren't nearly enough napkins in this room. After the project shut down, I had to keep my mind occupied. I worked on my actuarial tables, calculated the average lifespan of a Spacer's Choice worker, that sort of thing. I realized some of the researchers had to be alive. I ran some numbers, did a little research, and concluded that the 2 most likely survivors are Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe. As far as I know, Jasper Lowe and Marion Blakesley are the only 2 surviving researchers with high-level clearance. If you want to lift the lockdown on the manufactory, you'll need to send an override from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. I'm afraid it's the only way. I know it feels like you're being led on. What is that colorful metaphor commoners use? A wild sprat chase? Remember, this is Spacer's Choice we're talking about. Their security protocols are just as inefficient and frustrating as their manufacturing. Try to exercise caution. It's good for your lifespan. You did fetch a trophy for my little applause. Technically, that makes you my Canid servant, and by the transitive property of employment, my responsibility. No need to sound so astonished. Now, was there anything else? Let's try to keep it down, shall we? At least pretend we're being discreet? There's not a lot about Project Gorgon I can tell you. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but I closed that chapter in my life. I've moved on. Look, don't tell anyone I said this. But if there's anything I've learned by living in Byzantium, it's this. If you go looking for the truth, you are looking for trouble. All right. Ask your questions. And then if you don't mind, don't mention Project Gorgon anywhere near me again. Minnie Ambrose. Oh, Olivia's brat. Ambitious, but like the rest of her family, irrelevant. She tried following her mother's example, failed, and if she ever tried again, I couldn't tell you. The name Ambrose doesn't mean anything to me anymore, or to anyone halfway respectable. The Ambroses are, how do I put this politely, obsolete? A family's name is only as strong as its enterprise. The Musgraves have Rizzos, and the Schuyler's have Auntie Cleo, and so we show those names the respect they deserve. The Ambrose name was associated with Project Gorgon. The project died, and so the Ambrose name died with it. That's just the way the game is played. Project Gorgon was designed to change the life of every worker on Halcyon. We weren't just building a product, we were trying to build a society. How many workers call Halcyon their home? What do they eat and when? How long do they sleep? How hard do they work? What are their most productive years? When do their organs begin to fail? That's the nature of my work. I study human life in order to determine its value. Jewelers appraise diamonds, and I appraise people. Of course you can. You can break the entire universe down into numbers and statistics. Human beings are as much a part of the universe as weather patterns and orbital mechanics.
The truth is a little more nuanced, but let's just say you're mostly right.
A vicar with a sense of humor. There's a statistical outlier. It's complicated. I'll be honest, I didn't join Project Gorgon because I wanted to satisfy my intellectual curiosity. I was courting the daughter of a Spacer's Choice family. We were a mathematically congruent match, you see. I had the proofs all written out and everything. I see you've been in the same situation. Yes, she wasn't impressed by my absolute value. After she made her feelings clear, I left the project. Everything. Every project has a margin of failure. We expect setbacks, complications, delays. Project Gorgon experienced a cascade failure. One mistake precipitated another, and another, and another. The labs failed to develop a safe drug. Human Inquiry failed to perform their tests responsibly. An unsafe drug tested on unhealthy subjects by irresponsible supervisors. That's Project Gorgon. Anarchy is not a crime. It is a symptom. The undisciplined workplace secretes anarchy the way our glands secrete enzymes. It's a principle of science. Sabotage came first. The chem lab, Human Inquiry, even my own office. Sabotage broke the discipline of our workplace, leading to confusion, leading to escaped subjects, leading to anarchy. I know. Project Gorgon was a failure of leadership. Leadership to which I belonged. I should have pushed for stricter supervision. We gave the other departments too much freedom and not enough oversight. Spare the rod, spoil the servant. No one appreciates the value of good data. The holistic surveillance device I wear is an invaluable tool, gathering data on all my day-to-day activities. My former colleagues can go into hiding and live in ignorance for all I care. I prefer the self-examined life.
Thank you for participating in our confidentiality agreement. What can I do for you?
Someone has left a threatening message on your terminal, Captain. I was unable to trace its origin. Please make a note of it. Stop at the Groundbreaker Auxiliary Base.
Look at these hullheads, walking around like they run the place.
Hey you, over here. It's Chad. Whoa, 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 it's Riz. Oh, fucking damn it. Every time. So, hey, you trespassing, and I'm armed. Maybe take a second look at your life choices, pal. Yeah, I know that lady. I know she's looking for, solitude. She hired us to make sure no one comes sniffing around. Guess that's bad news for your plan there. Eyes up, people, we got trouble! We got...
Well done. We're still alive.
Huh? Something's not right.
Oh, good. A fight.
Well done.
You have to be kidding me. I thought I made myself clear. Wait, what's with this camera? Hello? Damn it. Look, I get it. Some people need things spelled out for them. I'm sure one of the automechanicals can explain.
Take him down! Can we do that again?
Observation log, date, who knows. Subject number, well, let's call him Percy. Percy here has discovered the secret to success. He has lifted the veil and found the pattern. He wakes up, he listens for that bell 3 times a day. Food rains from the sky. He eats, he waits. Life is easy. But the second your molt comes in, pal,
Behavioral conditioning, much like a bored vice president reacting to the word profit.
Nice work.
There's something going on inside there. Handled beautifully.
So who the fuck? Oh, wait, hang on, I can't hear a damn thing. Just gonna shut this thing off. Right. Marion Blakesley, what can I do for you, Mr. Home Invasion? Hey, a lot of money went into corralling that pack of trigger-happy washouts. Not exactly the deepest hiring pool out here. Spacer's Choice send you? Took your sweet time. Gorgon? I holed up in a forgotten cargo bay of a rotting colony ship just so I could never hear that name again. But here you are. That bastard. Is he still only mostly worthless, or has he achieved mathematical perfection in that regard? Yeah, most people don't change much. Clarence lacks the attention span for this sort of thing. Someone wants to dig up the past, and you're the shovel, right? Lucky me. Right then. HIA. The Gorgon project gave us Adrena time in the end, but that's just the Bose Spacer's Choice stuck on the whole mess. Corporate demanded a product they could throw onto shelves. That put the squeeze on low at Chem to develop formulas. Samples. But how do you know if the product works? You run tests, see what happens. That's where human inquiry and auditing came in. I ran HIA, and HIA ran the tests again and again and again. And what happens is a whole lot of wasted time and even more bodies. You met the Gardeners. They're nothing but overgrown canids, but people love their fancy names. We were looking for a game changer, something to better the colony. It felt important, worth a few sacrifices. Spacer's Choice. They wanted to sell that change for as many bits as they could. None of us got what we wanted. You've heard the adverts, right? Work day and night, still feel refreshed the next morning. Now, what we tested for was dexterity, efficiency, compliance. The traits of a good employee. Numbers never came out right. I could have pumped gallons of those chemicals into every living soul in this colony. Wouldn't have changed that. What we got was marauders. And I got a hefty corporate paycheck for it, too, up until it all fell apart. That's not the part that made Spacer's Choice give up, anyway. You can still buy Adrena time, after all. We had a few weird accidents, escapes, minor setbacks. But one day, all the test subjects got loose. Sabotage, they said. Wasn't just us. All of the facilities got hit hard. Shut us down for a while. That turned out to be the last straw. Nah, didn't much care by then. Don't care much now. Spacer's Choice wasn't getting much use out of us anymore, so they shuttered the project, kicked Adrena time out the door. And I came here. I could have gone back to Byzantium, found a position somewhere else. Even started up something new, like mostly. But I couldn't stop thinking about. Indulge a scientist. What do you want out of this investigation of yours? Trying to liven up your memoir? Really? What good can that possibly do? Ask your priest friend. What do you get out of headbutting murderous automechanicals for your captain here?
My reasons are my own. Suffice it to say that not all rewards are monetary.
Fair enough. That's all I've got. Here, I still have this pass. Don't much feel like hanging on to it anymore. Made my exit the moment the project started falling apart. Had to steal some credentials. This should get you into the volunteer induction entrance. Please, I just messaged people with fake demands for their passwords. That's when they didn't just leave codes written down on pieces of... paper. If I couldn't talk my way out past a simple facility lockdown, I'd be working for Rizzo's. That'll get you inside. What you do from there, that's up to you. Come on, I've left it behind me. You wouldn't. Damn it. Fine. Fine, here, I remember one of my access codes. Just punch in the keypad equivalent for replication. Should get you into the offices. Maybe get you to my terminal a little sooner. Go test that persistence of yours out on Gorgon. Hell of a day, this one.
Here they come!
Skills are unrivaled. Colony's better off without her.
Entering orbit above Gorgon. Good luck, Captain.
Go. How it's done! Nice kill!
Have mercy on you. I won't.
Everyone all right?
Something stinks real bad.
I fear the stench is but a meager taste of what's to come. Perhaps taste was the wrong word to use.
Welcome to Human Inquiry Auditing, the Spacer's Choice Facility. My name is Dr. Marion Blue. Congratulations on this important opportunity. Know that as of today, each of you will be part of something greater. Together, we will walk the path to discoveries.
Puppets out of people and tested them until they broke. Walk softly, Captain. Some of them still live here. I hate to be disturbed.
I'd like to believe that nothing this place throws at us could be worse than what we've already faced, but I'm not so sure.
Uh-huh. I never walked softly in my life. I ain't about to start now.
Volunteers? Must be somewhat like how I volunteered to serve at the penitentiary.
Honestly, boss, I've seen cysty pigs with better living arrangements.
This is your time to shine. You may just find yourselves doing similar work in a real office someday. Remember, compliance with all instructions from facility personnel is stipulated in the contracts.
Shines on us today.
Yeah! That's what you get!
the last of them.
Welcome, volunteers. Here you will be demonstrating key life skills in a simulated working environment. As in any work environment, inattentiveness can have disastrous consequences.
Everyone all right?
Glad I left my box hauling days behind.
down. Everyone all right?
Gotta find you.
Heads up! That was fun!
Welcome, volunteers. Here you will be demonstrating key life skills in a simulated working environment. As in any work environment, inattentiveness can have disastrous consequences. Any accidents will negatively impact your chances of completing volunteer.
This appears to be where they observed their unfortunate charges and levied judgment on their own lack of humanity. This can't be good.
Let's get out of here, boss. We've seen enough.
Each discovery is worse than the last. Human depravity knows no bounds, does it?
didn't. You should have left Gorgon in its grave, where it belongs. Now I'm afraid I have to find a more permanent way to put you down.
If this person is spending so much time watching us, where will they find the time to plot their diabolical machinations that will spell our doom?
Are we being stalked? Is that what's going on? Because I don't mind having secret admirers and all, but this is getting a little creepy.
What? Is this... It's off, right? I don't understand these contraptions.
Dr. Blakesley, ma'am, I've come to say that it's time. I'm gonna do it.
Do what?
I'm gonna try for one of the shuttles.
You little shit. You've lost your mind.
If I can just make it to the landing pad, I'll be free.
Be reasonable, Morley. The project is almost over. We'll be out of here by October.
Ma'am, it's January. You're recording, by the way.
Damn it!
I always knew this colony was twisted. Heard my share of stories in the Groundbreaker. Seen my share of gruesome, too. But nothing prepared me for this. This place was a nightmare. But people wake up from nightmares. Those test subjects never woke up at all.
They knew. They knew Adrena Time did this, yet still released it. All to serve their inexhaustible greed.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic. And I'm not sure it matters.
I hope this journal holds what many suspects it does, but I'm starting to have doubts that it will exonerate her mother.
believe we've discussed side effects, Dr. Ambrose.
The drug's not ready for release yet. The side effects are immaterial.
So it's dangerous. Perhaps it results in some thrilling mutations. Forearms, maybe? Or a second head?
Try delusion, paranoia, gastric bleeds, violence, and fatal insomnia. Shall I enumerate every way our volunteers have died? Suicide by automech, suicide by hanging, starvation.
Cut the recording, Georgie.
You sure, boss? I just put on a new cylinder.
Stroke, spontaneous combustion, internal exsanguination.
Just turn it off.
What can I get? All sorts of salvage and weapons.